Mr. Pei,
There you are.
you told me you had something to give me today, and that I'd love it. So what is it? What is it? Let me see, I want to know.
A friend of mine sent me wine from the western region. I know you'd love it, and I was planning to give it to you. However, I was concerned you might get drunk and run into trouble. So I'd better keep it.
The truth is you just don't want to share such good wine. I know it.
Here. Ozymanthus cakes. One day you'll know that everything I have done is for your safety.
Hey, I didn't know there was such a beautiful place in the palace. Why don't we meet here whenever we want to have a talk?
You think it's that easy? This is the Imperial Garden. Not anybody can come here. Let's meet at the Yixin Palace instead.
The Yixin Palace? I heard that some concubine hanged herself there, and it's been empty ever since. They say it's haunted now.
I'll keep fueling the rumor that it's haunted, so nobody will ever dare to go there. What's wrong? You can always trust me. Perhaps not just this time. And maybe all the other times before.
What are you talking about?
It's top secret.
Hurry up. Every time I pass by the Yixin Palace, I get chills down my spine. It's such a horrible place.
Stop talking like that. I hear there's a ghost here. I'm already scared enough. When you talk like that, I get even more anxious.
haven't been feeling well since the start of spring. Thus, I haven't held many events in the palace so that I can rest. However, today is the day of the Ulaanbaatar festival. So it's an exception. I've given it special attention. Crown Prince, do you know why that is?
Your Majesty, I believe it's because the Ulaanbaatar festival honors filial piety and respect. Your Majesty has set up an Ulaanbaatar altar and organized Taoist rites to remind the commoners, mandarins, and court members of the significance of the festival. Under no circumstance may we forget our duty and love to the people.
You have voiced my thoughts exactly, my son. Chuan, have you finished the preparations for the festival rites?
Yes, Your Majesty. Everything is ready. Your Majesty may begin the ceremony once the auspicious hour arrives.
Why are Young and Wu not here yet?
Your Majesty, the rites involve complicated matters. My mother must scrutinize every detail of the ceremony. She fears that any minor error would result in a delay of the rites, hence her tardiness. On behalf of my mother, I ask your forgiveness.
Your mother is helping me. Supervise the related work. A bit of tardiness is no serious matter. She must not worry.
Your Grace, I think we should walk faster. Prince Saul has sent messengers twice for us to hurry. He said that all the court members are there, waiting for you.
During the festival, I'm going to demonstrate my status in the harem with this homage to the phoenix gown. I will be presenting myself alone and have them take a good look at my magnificence. Only then will I be happy. And only then will those ingratiating rabble in the court and harem dare not bully my son, saying no one is on his side.
Consort Yang has arrived!
Wow. I can't believe how beautiful she is.
She looks so beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
She must be the most.
She's the most beautiful. Look at her.
Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm aware that I'm late. Please forgive me.
You may rise.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I have never seen you wear such a gown. Did you have it made especially for the festival?
Your Majesty, an ambassador from our neighbor offered us some feathers. He had heard that fine feathers had been difficult to come across in Chang'an.
He wasn't sure why Tang people love feathers so much.
It seems that now we have the answer. Her Grace has used feathers of rare birds to make this dress. It's quite innovative and ingenious. It has surprised us all.
Your Majesty told me that the Ulaanbaatar festival must be a grand occasion. Thus, the concubines from every palace have fashioned gorgeous gowns. Concubine Wu has even used gold thread and jade from Mount Tianshan to embroider a peony design. How dare Concubine Wu be late for such an event and keep you waiting? Your Majesty, I wish to earn dignity for Your Majesty, so I had a new dress made for the festival.
Consort Wu has arrived!
Greetings, Your Majesty.
I hear that you've used gold thread and Tianshan jade to make your dress for the festival. If you care so much about the event, why did you arrive late?
Your Majesty has ordered Lady Young to supervise the festival, and myself to assist her. Lady Young is perfectly capable of the work. It occurred to me that Empress Jiangsun was a virtuous woman and spent her life overseeing the harem. She should be a role model to us. I'll never forget the virtue of the former Empress. And this festival is the time to offer sacrifices to our predecessors. I have the dress Your Majesty mentioned, custom made by those of the wardrobe service, based on the preferences of the former Empress. A formal gown decorated peonies. After bathing, I brought the dress to the altar of Empress Jiangsun. That's why I arrived late. Please tell me your punishment.
You are a virtuous and pious woman, aware of hierarchy and etiquette. In addition, you know the reason why I so greatly regard the Ulumbana festival. I'm very pleased. You may rise.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Lady Wu, the design of your dress is quite novel to me. It's different from the pleated dresses popular among Tang women.
Your Majesty has a sharp eye. The festival is a solemn occasion. I decided not to wear an ordinary dress, which made the base of royal dignity. But I could not look too extravagant, as that would go against Your Majesty's advocacy to reduce resources for the festival. Therefore, I've had this dress made by those of the wardrobe service. It's simple in design and made with only ordinary materials. We simplified the pleated dress to save cloth along with manual labor. But it is still quite elegant, so common women could also emulate it.
You've put in much thought. I am pleased that you think this way. Your fair complexion is perfectly complemented by this simple dress.
Your Majesty, the auspicious hour has come. The ceremony may begin.
Princes and concubines, please, follow me to the altar. Your garb is not suitable for you to participate. You must return and reflect.
It's such a hot day. Your Grace, you've been kneeling here for 2 hours. We are worried about you.
That's right. His Majesty sent you back to reflect on yourself without imposing punishment. Why are you doing this to yourself? It hurts just to see you like that.
What do you know? His Majesty sent me back to examine and repent myself. If I can't see him often, then eventually I will lose him. I'd rather kneel here and let him know that I really regret it. He will sympathize. If His Majesty agrees to see me and listen to my repentance, and if he can scold me and forgive me, then this will all be over.
Your Grace, you're clever. A sacrifice for the greater good.
I was so confident as we have an accomplice in the Xianshi Hall. But I never imagined that Concubine Wu had laid a trap. I not only failed to establish my position in the harem with this grand gown, I even helped Concubine Wu gain favor at my own cost.
Your Grace, His Majesty has asked you to enter. Your Grace, you have been kneeling here for a long time, and His Majesty has calmed quite a bit.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I admit my mistake. Please punish me.
I asked you to go examine yourself. Why did you kneel outside and insist on seeing me?
It was all my fault. To have angered Your Majesty. I can't rest until I've received a pardon from you. I was reflecting on myself while I was kneeling. I know I made a mistake.
Since you've reflected on yourself, then tell me, what mistake you've committed.
Your Majesty entrusted me to supervise matters related to the festival. But I failed the trust of Your Majesty. I ordered the wardrobe service to dress concubines in accordance to the ritual rules and that demonstrate the dignity of the harem. However, the dressmaker Master Zhuo didn't understand the meaning of my words. I was busy with other matters. I didn't check the dresses until the ceremony was about to begin, then put mine on in a hurry. I found it unsuitable, but it was already too late.
Is that what you've realized from self-reflection? You just want to put the blame on someone else?
Your Majesty, you misunderstand. I did underperform.
Let me tell you what mistakes you've made. Only the Empress can wear homage to the Phoenix, and any concubine wearing it is violating imperial etiquette. Killing birds for their feathers is a violation of Buddhist beliefs. Making such a luxurious dress for yourself is against the kingdom's ethics, so you've made 3 mistakes.
Please forgive me. Your Majesty, I know I was wrong.
I think you haven't reflected on yourself enough, and only want to pin the blame on someone else. I order you to go back and continue, without my invitation. You are not to come here.
Your Majesty, I'll take the punishment, as it was my mistake, but I have one request. Please don't refuse to see me. Please, Your Majesty.
Take Lady Young to her palace.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Today is the 15th of the 7th month. Commoners are setting out lotus lanterns to show the way for the dead. I have brought 2 lotus lanterns too. Hope they can illuminate your way back to the palace. His Majesty misses you terribly, but his health has been poor as of late. The Crown Prince is a generous and kind man. His Majesty adores him. I hope your spirit can safeguard His Majesty and His Highness. Your Highness.
I've come to burn incense for my mother. I didn't expect to see you here. I've overheard what you just said. It was thoughtful of you. Perhaps you're the only one in the palace who would come here and see my mother, besides His Majesty. And of course, myself.
She was a great woman. I've always admired her. It's the 15th today. I just brought 2 lotus lanterns to show my appreciation towards the late Empress.
You've ordered a dress to be made for my mother, and used it to suppress Consort Yang. In all honesty, I really appreciate your cleverness, as well as your tact. But tonight, you've brought 2 lotus lanterns to offer to my mother. This is very touching. I know it's not about a power struggle or any competition. You have no motives beyond this. This is your true affection toward my mother. I shall always remember your kindness.
It sounds so solemn. Continue with your authoring to your mother. I'll take my leave.
Till next time.
Your Grace, do you believe that a lotus lantern can really guide a spirit home?
It's the living people who light the lanterns, and us who can see them. I've come to present a show, just for His Highness. He is kind, but nothing gets past him. By making the dress for the former Empress and not myself, I may have moved His Majesty, but not His Highness. He knows very well it's a strategy played in the harem. These lotus lanterns, though a simple gesture, may just have touched his heart.
How clever you are.
Actually, I don't enjoy playing with people's hearts. Especially someone like His Highness, who is kind and generous. I've completely ruined the relationship with Prince Hao and his mother. If I can't have His Highness on my side, then I shall have no allies in the harem.
I don't think you mean ill toward His Highness. No one in the palace has shown such care toward him as genuinely as you have.
I used to hate anyone who conspired in the palace. But little did I know that one day I, too, would have to be so careful. I feel like I don't know myself anymore.
Don't worry. It was a matter of necessity.
If my guess is correct, His Majesty will summon me soon. I have to make sure I'm ready when that happens. Concubine Yang has a strong footing. It won't be easy to bring her down. She has lost favor for the moment, so I must seize the opportunity to win over His Majesty.
Greetings, Your Grace.
Chief Lin and Zhuo Yang, do you know what you've done?
I was wrong. Please forgive me, Your Grace.
You're aware of your mistakes, is that it? How dare you? I was busy with the festival preparations. I had many things to take care of. But I've told you time and time again that you must be very careful with the dresses that the concubines were to wear, and that no errors will be tolerated. Never did I expect that you would dare make a dress that violated rules, getting me into such trouble. If I don't punish you right, I won't be able to face His Majesty, nor could I convincingly run the harem.
My lady, the truth is that Master Zhuo took full responsibility for your dress. I was not involved at all.
Zhuo Jinliang is the real culprit. But you can't just shift responsibility. In any case, you're the chief of the wardrobe service.
Please forgive me, Your Grace. I won't deny my error, but the real one to blame is Physician Do. It was he who, in order to ingratiate Your Grace, advised making homage to the Phoenix dress, and who sketched the design. He's a wicked man. I will not protect him. It's true, Your Grace.
Doza's in real trouble. Your Highness! Your Highness!
What is it? What's the problem?
You asked me to send some sweets to Doza earlier, right? While I was there, I saw Consort Gang reprimanding him. Chief Stewardess Lin and Master Zhuo, to protect themselves, have put all the responsibility on Doza. I'm afraid he's in big trouble now.
Come with me to wardrobe service.
All right.
So you're Physician Do.
Greetings, Your Grace.
I was not aware that you had such a talented servant here. I heard that you made the 7-pleated dress for Concubine Wu, as well as the peony dress for the former Empress. And my homage to the Phoenix dress was also your idea. You sure know how to make an impression.
To answer, Your Grace, I saw Master Zhuo racking her brains to design the dress for you. And I just wanted to help her. That's why I came up with the homage to the Phoenix. Your Grace is in an esteemed position in the harem and admired by the other concubines. No one can replace you in His Majesty's heart. Homage to the Phoenix should suit you the best. I'm a physician at the body disposal. Master Zhuo brought me here to lend a hand for a while, so I lack experience. I just shared my idea to Master Zhuo and hadn't given it enough thought. It was a simple suggestion to show my gratitude to Your Grace and at the same time help my master. I hadn't seen any problem with it, and Master Zhuo would oversee it anyway. You know, she's been serving you for many years. She knows what's appropriate.
Gosh, Doza, shut up! You must wait your turn to speak before Her Grace. It was your responsibility. How dare you argue for what you've done wrong, to deceive Her Grace and blame me instead?
How eloquent you are. You're inferior and innocent. Admire me greatly. Such a fine speech you've given. If you hadn't made Concubine Wu's dress and the former Empress's peony dress, I might just believe you and your flattery words. But now, I can't help but suspect that you're plotting against me. If you keep lying to me, I'll order people to have your tongue cut out.
Your Grace, you're right. Your Grace is clever. It was Physician Do that caused all the trouble.
Hold your tongue. You can't wait to get back at him, can you?
Please forgive me, Your Grace. It was my mistake. I wished to show you my gratitude, but my plan backfired.
Guards, drag Doza outside and beat him until I say stop.
Wait.
Greetings, Your Highness.
Your Highness is of great status. I wonder what could possibly have brought Your Highness to the wardrobe service.
I've come here to reward Physician Do in person. The dress he made for my mother bears my mother's favorite design. I believe that my mother's spirit would smile down upon us.
Your Highness is the successor to the throne. You'll be a laughingstock if you occupy yourself with such trivial matters.
Filial piety is the great virtue. It is no trivial matter to pay my respects. Concubine Wu and Physician Do were praised by His Majesty for making that dress. Is what I hear true? That Your Grace is going to punish a servant who has been praised by His Majesty?
The homage to the Phoenix gown was designed by Physician Do. He attempted to frame me. Should he not be punished?
Your Grace must have missed something. Physician Do was just transferred from body disposal here to help them for a while. Based on his rank, though his design may be inappropriate, it should have been given carefully to his senior for approval before being applied to the dress, then presented before His Majesty. Your Grace said you were too busy to confirm the design, So you didn't know it was inappropriate and placed responsibility on them. You don't suppose His Majesty and others in the palace would all believe that, do you?
Your Highness is going to embarrass me today because of a lowly physician?
Physician Do is under my protection. Physician Do is under my protection. Of course, I'm not only protecting him, but also upholding justice. I kindly advise you that if you were to make a fuss in the wardrobe, rumor would spread that you were concealing your own mistake. His Majesty had asked you to go and reflect on yourself, not to come interrogate the wardrobe service.
Guards, take Zhuo Jiniang out and lash her 50 times. Let this serve as a lesson so that no one here dare neglect their duty.
Please, forgive me, Your Grace! Forgive me, please, forgive me, Your Grace! I've always been on your side! Your Grace, please! Please forgive me! I really just wanted to help you! Please forgive me, Your Grace! Forgive me! It's all my fault! Your Grace!
Your Majesty has summoned me. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Lady Wu, I am feeling lonely today. Come and talk with me.
Yes.
Come here. Lady Wu, you are aware that since Empress Jungsoon left us, Lady Young has been one of my favorite concubines. If the Mandarins hadn't opposed, she would have been Empress by now. I've always felt guilty and have given her much attention. But today, at the Ulaanbaatar festival, she has disappointed me. I've been reflecting on myself as well. Is it my tolerance to her that has so inevitably led to her arrogance, rudeness, and self-righteousness? I'm afraid she is no longer the modest and sensitive concubine Young.
Please don't be upset. By now, she must know her misdoings and is feeling guilty.
I hope that's the case. But your actions today have really moved me. It never occurred to me that you admired Empress Jungsoon so much. You know I've missed her terribly lately. It was a great gesture.
Your Majesty has been grieving for Empress Jungsoon and feel alone. How about I sing a gentle song for you to help relieve some of your grief?
Are you going to sing to me? Okay. I'd like that.
As you wish.
山原桃花照日明，兰桂烟且动春情。今相信他的面色，眼边难流血深情。怀中来去看蝴蝶。树上长灯亭亭，林下何须远近闻？初中风流就有名。
Your Majesty.
Empress Jungsoon wrote that. It's called Spring Journey. I never knew it could be so beautiful when sung by you.
I'm sorry. The original poem by Empress Zhangsun should be joyous and romantic. I failed to capture its essence. And I just wanted to sing it to help relieve your grief.
You've done well. You remind me of the day when Empress Zhangsun and I were on our way back from Shanglin Park. When we got back, I've never seen her so happy before. That is when she wrote the poem for me. I've always loved it. This was one of the best moments of our life together.
Your Grace.
Your Grace, these objects don't matter, but do mind your health and body. Don't you remember what Physician Zong said? Anger will only harm you. Please try and calm down.
His Majesty asked you to reflect on yourself, and now you're making this scene. If His Majesty were to find out, he'd be even more furious.
I restrained myself when I was with him. Can't I give vent to my own annoyance on my own? It's my right. And don't you dare report me. Leave me alone.
Your Grace.
Please calm down, Your Grace. Please calm down. We'll be loyal to you until we die. We will never report anything you do to anyone.
Do you really think I am angry because I have lost to concubine Wu and was blamed by the Crown Prince? I'm upset because I failed to protect my son. I've watched the Crown Prince grow more powerful with concubine Wu. But I'm afraid there's no time left for me.
You're so young and beautiful. Don't talk about yourself like that.
Exactly. You must be tired. You need your rest. You can make plans for you and the prince once you've calmed down and have recovered.
You're right. I need to calm down under pressing times and formulate countermeasures. Today in the wardrobe service, it seems that I lost to Li Zhi. However, that Dozi is just a physician. His life is worthless, yet the Crown Prince risks protecting him. This is unusual. Perhaps he could be a weak point. Denqing, have someone keep an eye on Dozi and find out more about their relationship.
As you wish.
Yeah.
You were right about it. This is a great place. It's so out of the way that no one will bother us. This truly is a rare escape from the harem.
It's July 15th. It's a custom to set out lanterns to guide lost loved ones home. You told me before that when you entered the palace, you concealed your identity because you needed to escape your enemies. So it must be inconvenient for you to commemorate your mother. This place is secluded, so no one will see you. You can send your own lantern out.
That's very thoughtful. Thank you. Mother, today is July 15th. Are you down from the heavens visiting? Unfortunately, We don't even have a house to call our own. So if you have to come back, where would you go?
见花开花有我，多少爱恨纠葛聚散与离合，掀开见证往事的因果，命运从跌倒曲折，用刺杀你我，写人间情字的经过。结伴笑风波，换身边笃定的一诺。沿途太多是非颠簸，越弯越是深刻。分分合合虚幻的，多像人生中匆忙。燃烧过后，只剩下一